Well, hello, my dear friends. So good to see you again now that Christmas is over and Boxing Day is over, and we've all been relaxing and taking naps, I hope. I know I sure have been. I want to start the video off first by thanking you all so very much for all the lovely comments, for all the warm wishes that you made on Christmas Day on the video. And I wanted to, as usual, sit and write so many things to each and every one of you, but it was impossible. But I read every single comment, and I'm so glad that you all enjoyed our day. And I so appreciate, both Moosey and I appreciate all your wonderful things that you've said. It was a wonderful Christmas, as you all could tell by our Christmas Eve day brunch. That was in our hearts the day that made the whole season. Being with family, seeing the family, relating to each other, having so much fun. It was wonderful, exhausting. And the next day, Christmas Day, was so nice too. In the morning, we, as usual, always go up to Colleen's and we have Christmas with them and sit with them and watch while everybody opens presents, and always have the bagels and lox, which is probably one of my favorite breakfasts. And then we left there around 11:30 and probably had about an hour's rest. And the plan was for Billy and Bonnie, who are down from Idaho, to come over and pick us up, mainly because we were going to Matthew's. We were spending the day with Matthew in the afternoon with Billy and Bonnie as well. And then they picked us up so that I wouldn't have to drive home in the dark. It was wonderful. We went over there. Now here's some more of the stockings I made. This is Matthew's. And we did give the boys their blankets. I know a lot of you were asking, how did the blankets turn out? Little Dolly, being the youngest in the family, he was up early. And he woke up about 6 and trying to wake everybody else up. He wanted to go out and open presents like all young children do, but he couldn't get anybody to wake up. They were all in sleep mode. And I guess he stayed up for a while and sat and didn't work. So Dolly went back to bed and he slept. I guess he didn't sleep most of the night. So it was difficult to get him up when we wanted to take pictures. And then, of course, he was with us for a great part of the day, but then he'd fall asleep and I'd forget to take the pictures. So I got the pictures with Matthew, my son, in the Patriot blanket, and Matthew Jr. in the Raiders blanket. You know, I've come to the conclusion that my body does better when I'm running around and active and everything. I've had 2 days of rest and naps and everything, and I'm exhausted. I think my body needs some exercise, puffy and whatever. Do you know what we have talked about ever since Christmas? The joy, as usual, of giving all these little ornaments and gifts to the family was so wonderful, and we couldn't get over the reactions to even the younger children that we gave these to for future use, for someday when they had a tree of their own. Could they save this? And they were thrilled to have this. Oh yes, Nanny, we'll be able to put this away. And it was so nice to see the warmness of them all in accepting these simple little gifts that we gave, of these ornaments with our little picture on it and the little sentiments. That just made our Christmas. And as we all know, it's the giving, not the getting, that gives the joy, right? Well, I have some funny rabbit hole stories to tell you. This is just a little midweek visit to you. I'm kind of missing you. I hope that you're missing us a little bit, but I know we all need the rest. I know Moosey and I do. Maybe our bodies are resting too much, but we got to get out. Actually, the rain has started, so the great California weather that we had over the holidays, I think, is ending. And we have had some rain today, and it's supposed to continue for the next couple of days. I haven't even begun to try and work on the cottage. It's littered with papers and ribbons and wrappings and gifts that we brought in from the various families, and I'm not even going to try. That's for another day. But one of the rabbit hole stories that I do want to tell you, and this is just to give you some laughs in this video, a couple of laughs, and then I'll end. My coffee machine broke. I don't know whether I told you this, about a week before Christmas. And you know how you love that first cup of coffee every day. And you know how sometimes when I wake up with my crazy sleeping patterns, I will get up and decide I'll have a cup of coffee at 3 in the morning or 4 or whatever. And you need that coffee when you want that. Well, the machine started gurgling. I have one of those Keurig machines, a simple one, not a fancy one. And Mikey gave us this, about 5 years ago. In fact, it was one of his, so it's been working for a long time. He got a new fancy one. And I happened to mention this to him about a week ago, that my machine was not working. He told me how to fix it and get it working again. You know how you clean, there's a way you clean the little tubes and everything. And I did that several times over the years, but I was done. I wasn't going to do it again. And I said to Moose, I think I should go out and get one of these today, when it first started that week at Target. And he said, do it. Well, when I talked to Mikey that day, he called. I mentioned this story. He said, Mom, forget it. Don't go to Target. Just wait. So in my mind, I got it in my head that Mikey was going to get us this for Christmas. So I said to Moose, what do we do? So every morning, I tried to get coffee out of this machine for all the 5 or 6 days before Christmas. And I would get about this much, maybe half an inch for some reason or other. But that's after waiting for 15 minutes of the gurgling and the filling up and whatever it did. I would hit it and bang it. So after 2 days of that, doing that and waiting and trying to get that much 3 times, I thought, this is crazy. So 2 mornings in a row at 6 in the morning, would you believe, I drove down to Del Taco and I got 2 big black coffees. And I gave Moose his. I came home and dolled mine up with my True Whip and everything, and that was fine. On the 3rd morning, I decided I could teach this machine a lesson and I could get some coffee out of it. So, there's stuff all over here. So what I did was, I took, after getting this much after 15 minutes, and this was the last time I did this. This was the day before Christmas Eve. I took a paper towel and I took the Keurig cup and I opened it up with a knife and I took all the grounds that were wet to begin with because I had tried to get some water through there, put them in on the top of the paper napkin, and I put it over the top of a cup. And then I got hot water, boiling water, and I tried to pour it through this paper towel, and it did drip through. I did get about that much coffee in my cup, but for some reason or other it was watered down. I should have taken some fresh grounds. That might have worked. So at any rate, Lucy and I arrived at the same time Mikey and his family arrived in the cars, and he parked right outside Dub's at 10 in the morning. And the first thing he did, he got out of the car and gave me this great big box all wrapped up. And he said, "Happy Christmas, happy Keurig." And I knew what was in there. And oh my gosh, it was wonderful. So we had our first cup of coffee yesterday morning. Wonderful. The machine works beautifully. Anyway, that's what I had to do. You know, when you want your coffee, you want it, right? It seemed that a lot of the gifts that Moosey and I received from kids were gifts that are helping us to age. Things that you need when you get to a certain age. Things that you want, not only need, but want. And then in the stockings, a couple of things were put in our stockings. One of them that I absolutely love, and this one, let's see if I can find it, has a light. It's a little hand magnifying glass that this happens to be a cute one that you keep in your purse. What a great thing this is. Little things like this that you wouldn't get if you weren't in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, whatever. But one of the best things that I got, is going to be another rabbit hole story. Moosey said, "Are you sure you want to tell this story?" And I thought, oh, what the heck. Do you remember a while ago I did a video on things that are different now that we're aging, things that we can't do anymore that we used to do and not even think about doing them. Things like getting up off a toilet seat, trying to put a pair of pants on, standing on one leg, just so many things. Trying to read something without a magnifying glass. So many of those things. Well, one of you viewers mentioned, "Nanny, you forgot one thing. You forgot about the constipation problems that happen as you age." Because I named up 10 or 15 of them. And I thought, you know, that it is one thing that happens that people deal with as you age. And one of the gifts, now Moosey said I shouldn't tell this story, but I was talking about this with a bunch of my daughters, what one of the viewers said, and we laughed about it. And they all said, you know, that's a great gift idea. Well, I forgot about that. And lo and behold, what do you think I got from one of these kids? And I'm not going to name who it was, but I got the gift of a Squatty Potty. Now, do you know what a Squatty Potty is? Look it up on Google. I'll tell you what, it works and it's a great gift. So that's my story. I never thought I would ever get a present like that. We all laughed and howled, but that's my funny story, and probably one of my best presents for Christmas right now.
Does anybody know what a Squatty Potty is?
Did you hear Moosey? By the way, I have my curlers in again. Does anybody know what a Squatty Potty is? Well, I'm not going to explain what it is. And I think you go on Google and say, what is a Squatty Potty? And you'll know. Now, I'm not going to tell you. Well, I think that's about it for this video. I think I might go and put on some of those facial masks. I think it's just from too much sleeping, too many naps. But I sure can use a lot of these aids to help you age gracefully. All these presents that we got along those lines. I did get some great new gels, a facial gel that Colleen gave Moosey some hints on that was in my stocking, and a few other things. Colleen and her girls have some good ideas about some new makeup and face skincare, which I'll share with you as we go forward. So I want to tell you that I probably won't do any more videos this week until New Year's Eve. Moosey and I traditionally do a New Year's Eve cheese fondue little dinner right here in front of the fireplace, and we dress in our silk PJs, and Moosey does the cooking in the kitchen. It's a fun video, and I think we've done it 3 years in a row on New Year's Eve as we watch the goings on, just the two of us. We don't do anything on New Year's. So I hope that we will do this again for you, which you might see on New Year's Day. Stay well, and I hope those of you that are still in the cold and the snow, I hope it starts to get a little better. I hope you're keeping warm and safe. Once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your lovely comments, for enjoying our Christmas brunch video. And I hope you're enjoying the holidays and resting up. We will see you real soon. Thank you again. God bless us all.